Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever and whenever you're joining us. It's a pleasure to be here today, and this is, as usual, the Nigeria M365 Community. Here we are a group of professionals, IT experts, and we're here talking about Microsoft 365. We're mainly about knowledge sharing and mentoring the next generation of Microsoft 365 professionals and working. We teach you and mentor one another on everything you might ever want to know in Office 365, Enterprise Mobility and Security, Windows 365, and Copilot. That is what we'll be bringing on board after tonight's session that is concluding the security and compliance tracks. I welcome you all once again. This is the Nigeria M365 Community. And on this session, this is one of the sessions of the 4-month intensive Microsoft 365 mentorship program, where which we put together to help beginners kickstart this digital skills journey, and also professionals, working professionals alike, in boosting their skills around the Microsoft 365 stack of technologies. This is a free 4-month Microsoft 365 mentorship program brought to you by the Nigeria M365 community, the leaders, organizers, comprising of a lot of mentors who are well versed in this technology. We welcome participants from across the globe. And over time, we have been learning a lot of these technologies. Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Studio, we are just about going into that. But we have learned Microsoft Entra ID. We have gone through Exchange Online. We have been taking through SharePoint Online. We have gone through Microsoft Teams. We have also gone through Microsoft Intune, Defender, XDR, and Purview compliance as well. All right. We are progressing. And once again, I want to welcome everyone for taking out the time to join this session tonight. So if you are here tonight, I want to congratulate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I want to congratulate you for sticking it up to this time. It's not been an easy journey, right? We started this program in February, and you're still here hanging on because of the passion you have for Microsoft 365 and for learning as well. Thank you very much. Microsoft really big on knowledge sharing, and that is what and why we are here. So I welcome you once again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And before I proceed, as usual, I would like to introduce myself briefly. My name is Aisha Oshile, and I am a passionate digital builder. I love to help individuals and organizations unlock productivity through Microsoft 365 cloud solutions and modern workplace technologies. I have experience in technical support, in training, cloud engineering, and I love to turn complex systems into simple, usable solutions. I am driven by growth, community impact, and innovation. I'm also committed to empowering more people to break into tech with confidence. This is me in a nutshell, and I am very, very excited to be here. So you can just do me one favor. Please give me clapping emoji. Let me hype myself small this night. Thank you, everyone. You're welcome. Right. You have met Deji Omitola. He is not a stranger to many of us here because he was here yesterday, and he will be taking us through the concluding part of security and compliance tonight. Deji Omitola, I know you have met him last night, but I will still love to do the honors of introducing him briefly once again. Deji Omitola is a Microsoft certified trainer. He's a Microsoft 365 expert with over 7 years of experience in cloud infrastructure. That is a lot. In enterprise IT solutions and in modern workplace technologies. He also has MSP experience. He has also proven expertise in leading large-scale exchange migrations, cloud transformations, and infrastructure deployments for financial, healthcare, and government organizations. He's adept at designing and implementing secure, scalable, and cost-effective IT solutions that enhance business efficiency and resilience. He has also been recognized for his strong and analytical problem solving and troubleshooting skills with deep technical understanding of Windows, Linux, and hybrid cloud environments. I think I might actually have to reach out to Deji because all of these things I'm reading here is a whole lot, and I think I want to maybe adopt him as my mentor, my personal mentor. So he's a strategic leader with track record of driving IT initiatives that reduce turnaround time, optimize costs, and strengthen security frameworks. He's passionate about mentoring, training. Yeah, thank God he's passionate about mentoring now. You're going to be mentoring me. He's also loves upskilling IT professionals with experience as a technical lead and SME in this part. Is not small and medium scale enterprise, like subject matter expert in Microsoft 365, in Azure, and cyber security. So everyone, please join me as we welcome Deji Omitola, right? Give him some very wonderful, nice emojis to welcome him and to appreciate him for coming here again tonight. Thank you very much, Deji Omitola. Before I give you the mic, let me just run us through the few housekeeping rules here. The sessions are always recorded and are always made available on our YouTube channels, right? So you can please, your microphones are muted, right? But if you have any questions, you can raise your hand or pen down your questions in the chat area, or pen them down somewhere so that you don't forget until the Q&A session. Please follow us on our community socials, on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Even join our Discord server so that we can have a central place to manage everyone. Thank you very much, everyone, once again, as you are joining. Before I forget, please, I would also love to appreciate our community leaders who have all come together, the organizers, even the mentors who have been giving us their time, their energy, their skills, experience, and sharing it all with us, giving it all as they have it. So let us appreciate them all for doing the work of God. Anyway, so let me just call it that. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining as I bring in Deji Omitola. Please usher him in with your favorite emojis. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Aisha, for the warm introduction. That was beautiful. Good evening, everyone, once again. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're joining from. I don't want to assume that we are all on the same time zone, As always, it's a pleasure to always, be in the midst of IT enthusiasts and IT professionals, especially when we're talking about, upskilling ourselves or learning more about IT. It is always a pleasure. So, and again, I want to also thank the leadership team of Nigeria M365 Community. Number one, for putting this mentorship session together, a 4-month mentorship program. It's actually a big deal, trust me. Having this kind of a program free, so um, even though I'm part of the mentors, but on your behalf, I'm appreciating the leadership for putting this together, and also appreciating the leadership for inviting me to be part of the mentors, to share from my words of knowledge to the next generation of M365 experts. Okay, so that being said, we're going straight to the business of the day. So I'm going to share my screen and then we can proceed. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, your screen is visible.
All right, thank you, Aisha. Just a second. Okay. All right. So yes, today we're going to be concluding the security aspects of Microsoft 365. And yeah, don't mix it up when I say conclude, because when it comes to Microsoft 365 security, it is broad. Like I mentioned yesterday, Microsoft Defender XDR is like the general security a framework for Microsoft 365, and it is divided into 4 major parts. That is Defender for Identity, Defender for Office 365, Defender for Cloud Apps, and then Defender for Endpoints. So yesterday we focused majorly on the identity part. That's security when it has regards to identity. Then today I will be focusing on Defender for Office 365 as it is. So that is what we're going to be looking at today. And I would like us to, before I proceed, I would appreciate if we can just do some is it revision now? Yeah, let us just do a recap of what we discussed last week. I just want to know if we are actually, paying attention and following through. So if anyone that is bold enough and is very confident that want to volunteer to just give us, one or two things, just a few seconds of what you remembered yesterday, that we discussed, then I'll be much confident that we can proceed for today. So let me switch to Teams. Does anyone want to raise their hands and say something? Okay. Who is there? This is let us make the class engaging.
Yes, you can use the chat area to drop your thoughts, okay? And if you would like to actually use the mic, you can raise your hand and I will enable it for you.
Okay. Anyone? Don't worry, don't be, we're all here to learn, so feel free. Okay, I think someone has raised their hand. Aisha, can you?
Yes, I'm doing that right now. Allowing mic for Yadi. You can go on Yadi. You can unmute your mic and speak. Hi, Yadi, are you there?
Yadi. I think we had similar issue with him yesterday when he was speaking. He was speaking, but we could not hear him. So Yadi, wow. Probably you just.
Hello.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. For yesterday, we learned about, we discussed security. That is securing M365. So on that topic, we were taught on Defender for Identity. There is under that Defender for Identity, we are meant to know about authentication and authorization. Okay. So authentication is authentication is preventing As in authentication is preventing that the person is who say they are, as in trying to, as in trying to know exactly the type of person
Yes,
he is.
proving who you said
Proving,
you are.
yeah, proving that the person is who they are. Okay,
Yes.
that is granting access. Okay, then authorization is determine the level of access or the permission. Okay, that you give the person. Like for example, if for example now, if I allow someone into my compound, okay, I cannot just give that person full access to my personal room. So I have
Mm-hmm.
to put the person in the visitor room. So that
Mm-hmm.
is authorization.
Yeah.
Okay. So we,
Wow.
we also move further. I don't know if I'm making it. I don't know if you can hear me, sir.
Yeah, you're making sense. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So we also move further by saying we discuss identity which can be used as authentication and authorization. Okay, we also discuss about the user, the app, and the device. So all comprises with the authentication and the authorization. Okay,
Okay.
so we also move further in discussing the four pillars of identity, uh, of identity. Okay, which is admin, authenticating, authorization, and also auditing.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm just like picking some areas
Yeah,
that
that
we
thank you very much. Yeah,
okay.
I think
Thank,
you've done justice to that. Yeah, that's very
thank
good. Can
thank
we
you,
please
sir.
appreciate Yadi for that? That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah,
So
Shegun, can you just let us take Shegun, then we can proceed.
Your mic is allowed. You can unmute now.
Uh, all right, thank you very much. Well, I thought I was going to outrightly mention this so I can drop my hand. So because I can relate with this, because of my environment. So we talked about the core identity security controls, which are the MFA, which like add extra verification beyond the extra verification beyond the password,
Mm-hmm.
then conditional access, which
Mm-hmm.
controls the resources that one can have access to. Then also the least privilege, which of course gives user the permission they need at a particular point in time. Because when users have more than what they need, it
Yeah.
can actually lead to privilege escalation. So
Yeah.
we discussed that. Then of course the passwordless authentication, which reduces password um, related attacks.
Awesome. Oh,
Um, then also the identity as the primary security parameter.
mm-hmm.
So identity which can be used to authenticate and authorize someone or something. So I think he mentioned that briefly, which is associated to, I mean, with user, application, device, and others. Then the four pillars which he also mentioned. So I think that will be all from
All right. That
my
was
end.
awesome. Thank you very much, Shegun, for that. And thank you to everyone also. Yeah, so
Thank
that
you.
shows like yeah, we follow through, and I'm sincerely impressed on that. So that is very good. So we're going to go straight to today now. And like I said, today we're going to be focusing on the Office 365 Defender. And our objective today is that at the end of this class, you'll be able to identify phishing and business email compromise attacks, understand exchange online protection, understand attack simulation concepts, understand Microsoft Defender for Office 365 in details, and understand how to apply email security best practice. So, best practice for email security, we're going to take a look at that as well. All right. So now the question is why email security matters. Now, why email security matters? Let me just put it like that, because I also want to hear our thoughts on this. Email remains number one attack vector in organizations. Now, if you look at most of the attack that happens like through email. Most of the attack. Now, there are also always attack on your servers or your computer system in your server room, or your databases and all of that. But the percentage of attacks that happens on email is enormous. And I don't know, I would like to get her feedback also. Why do attackers love email? Why email? So maybe you can just be thinking about that before while I finish up this slide. But I want to know if we have like an understanding of why attackers love email. So you see that attackers use emails to steal password. Yeah, they use it to deliver malware, launch ransomware, impersonate executive, trick users into sending money. And the key reality is one malicious email can compromise an entire organization. You would wonder, if you've worked in like a standard multinational organization, a company that is well structured. Occasionally, there's usually what we call security training. Everybody keeps talking about phishing, and then anti-spam, and then you were wondering that, why do we keep having this training every now and then? That is because companies understand this thing, that one email compromise issue, or one malicious email, one attack on someone's email, it can damage the reputation of a company. So email security is very, very key. And Defender for Office 365, it looks like it's focused more on email, although there are other aspects of 365 to be like, that it also captures like for SharePoint and for Teams and the likes, but we focus more on email. And I'll go back to my question. Why do we think attackers love email? Why email? So is there anyone that wants to also say something to that? Who's raising that? Okay. Okay. Aisha, please,
Yeah.
there's some.
Jago and okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
I've allowed mine for okay or okay. Sorry. I don't know which one it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
So if
it's
it's
a
okay. Oh, all right. Great. Thank you.
okay. So let me say it like this. So attackers kind of like spread their tentacles to not just one method, but I believe that in corporate organizations, email is one of the ways that people get attracted to, like in the sense that there was one time I think someone on X was saying he, he broadcast a mail that there will be an increase in salary and the rest. So everybody in the organization even clicked it, even the HR. Whereas it is from your end, it is from the HR end that such message is supposed to come from. So even the HR personnel clicked on that mail.
Mm.
So I believe that in organizations, email is the first go-to
Yeah.
for to
Thank
get
you.
someone to hack into the system like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. Is it okay or okay? Sorry.
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So Shego wants to say something.
Yes, yes, I want to say something. So I would say, okay, speaking from experience, I've worked with some guys in the early days of my career. how they throw malwares, like they call it bombing anyways. Even though I didn't stay with them for long, but I just wanted to know how their practices, how they operate. So you will agree with me that email is like the easiest and the most effective way to reach people, within an organization. And almost every employee, especially the employees that handle core activities within organizations, they use email daily. So it's like a major entry point for attacks to come into an organization. So attackers, we rather use that as a major point of entry than any other means. Of course, we have um text messages and all other means, but email remains like the most effective way for
Right.
attacker to come into an
Thank
organization.
thank you very much, Ego, for that. Thank you. So let's just take who is the next? I think
That's Yadi. Yadi. Oh,
Yadi. Yeah, let's take Yadi. And we can proceed. Sorry, guys, I just want us to make it short so we can take Yadi with the last person, then we can proceed. Don't worry, other questions will come up. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to add into the question, why do attackers love email the most? You know, one thing uh, about email is that email bridges the gap. It bridges the technical gaps whereby the attacker can easily target the victim. Okay, like
Mhm.
for example, now because email is like it sounds like an emotional response where maybe because that is where all workers, everybody,
Mhm.
almost everybody has an email,
Mhm.
and information is easily passed through email, and we can read that message and digest that message and also be emotional and also quickly react to that
Mhm.
message. That is why the email is most likely vulnerable for
Mhm.
attackers to penetrate. So that's
Awesome.
my own point. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. Everyone that has spoken has spoken very, very well. And the truth of the matter is, email is like the easiest way to reach, you know, employees and to reach people in an organization. Um, Other kinds of attack that comes maybe via your data centers or your databases or your server rooms and things like that, you know, it is kind of difficult to um, attack or to concentrate on those kind of servers for attack. For instance, your email, someone can be sitting down in countries that is thousands of miles away and then be sending emails to you. But if they want to attack your server, for instance, you know, um, they need to, be able to speak to your network in a way. You get, so instead of trying to come closer to your network in terms of perimeter, they can use email and then prompt you or trick you to click on something and download something, and then while you are installing it, the thing goes down and then sync down to your server. So from email you can get access to any other, you can use email as a channel to get access to every other part of your infrastructure that they primarily want to target. You get what I'm saying? So easy is very, very email is very, very easy to target, and that is why it's easy, and everybody utilizes it. Every cyber criminal we utilize it. Now going forward, common email threats. Now let us look at common email threat. Now there's phishing. I'm sure we've heard of phishing a lot of time. So um, I'm not going to speak on phishing for now. Then we have business email compromise. Business email compromise is what is described as a sophisticated targeted scam where cyber criminals impersonate executives or employees via emails to trick employees into transferring funds or revealing sensitive data. Now, when we say business email compromise, these are the kind of things that happen. It is usually targeted. It's not just a random spam or random phishing attempts that we say, oh, if you have seen this, kindly click on this. It's will be email that we target to maybe the executive, the CEO, or the chief financial officer, and then they will pretend as if it is some transaction they are doing with a vendor. Yeah, it is almost difficult to identify that this is fraud. So those are the kind of things that people like in the America, the FBI's and the likes they deal with. Those are the kind of issues they handle. Business email is a very big deal, and that is why you will still see companies repeating training for users on the importance of email security. Malware attachments, another common email trend. Credential harvesting. Credential harvesting is also very common. It comes via email. Credential harvesting is simply you receive an email with some links, and then the email, for instance, email that is looking like, oh, executive IT has sent email that everyone should reset their password. Click on this link to reset your password. When you click on that link, it will open a link that it will open an interface that looks like normal Microsoft password reset, and then when you're typing your password there, you're actually submitting your true password. So they gather all those kind of passwords from people that mistakenly click on it, and those passwords are being sold on the dark web. They are people that use it for transactions. So it's not just a random thing or something that someone should overlook and just be like, well, if I make the mistake, IT will fix it or something. It's more than that. It exposes the organization the more. Then you have email spoofing, malicious URL. Email spoofing too is also a very, critical one. We're going to talk more on it later. QR code phishing also comes via email. This time around, there's going to be a QR code, and then it says something like, "Oh, scan the QR code to take you to a place where you win something." And if you mistakenly scan it, all the data on your phone, might be gone, or it might be something like a sort of ransomware, whereby you're going to lose a lot of data on your phone. And then ransomware delivery is they will send malware. Malware is being sent to you, and it will lock out some sensitive data. You won't be able to access it. It will still be on your system or your environment, but it will lock them out, and it will tell you that you need to provide a code. Before you can provide that code, those attackers will usually ask for money in exchange. They will ask for ransom. That you should pay ransom before you get. So that's why it is called ransomware delivery. So these are common things that happen in organizations. Yeah, so let us proceed. Now, phishing attacks. Yeah, what is phishing attack? Phishing attack is a cyber attack where attackers trick users uh, into sending sensitive information. Yeah, I missed that. Attackers trick users into sending sensitive information. It is the most common form of attack. Revealing password. They trick users to get some sensitive information like password and click malicious link, open infected attachments, sending sensitive information. That is what phishing primarily focus on. And now there is a way you can easily identify phishing emails. If you look deeply, there are common ways you can identify phishing email. One of the common ways is always prompting for urgency, like it's always tilting towards something that is urgent. So they will tell you things like, oh, it's end of the month and you've not yet updated your bank information or something, kindly submit this before the end of today, and then you're like, oh, this thing has not been. For instance, there was a phishing. Let me give us a scenario. Those days where I was working, there was this phishing email that was pushed to the staff, and it was saying something like um that you've not updated, like you've not done a training on HR, so therefore your salary is on hold, so you're not going to get salary for that month, and it's already like 27th or so, close to the end of the month. So they just say that submit the form and make sure you finish the training today, and the link is there. So everybody's like, oh, no salary this month. Started clicking on the link. So there's always this prompt for, and nobody waited to ask that, when did they say we should start doing a training that I did not hear of? Everybody just wants to do the training just for the purpose of. So it is always coming with some sort of urgent, attention. Another common way to identify phishing is, for some reasons, phishing emails will always come with some errors in spellings. It will always come with errors in spelling. Now, I honestly cannot tell you the technical reason why it's always. I don't know if those that are typing it, they are not, you maybe they are not educated enough, or they are, I don't know, but almost every phishing email, you will always see a grammatical error there, you know. And another common sign is always have suspicious links. Suspicious link. That's why before you click on any email, any link on your email, it's always good to just hover around it and see what the link is pointing you to before you click on it. Okay, going on now. What is Microsoft Defender for Office 365? What is Microsoft? So now we are going to Defender for Office 365. Microsoft Defender for Office 365 is a cloud-based email security solution that helps organizations to protect against phishing, detect malicious link, block malware attachment, investigate attack, response to email threats. So all of these things that we've mentioned before, those threats, those are the things that Microsoft Defender for Office 365 solves, right? Then the Microsoft Defender for Office 365 ecosystem, we have Microsoft, we have Exchange Online Protection, we have Defender for Office 365, we have safe attachments, safe links, anti-phishing policies, attack simulation, training, Microsoft Secure Score. So these are the tools that makes up the Microsoft Defender for Office 365. Each of them have their different functions. For instance, attack simulation training is not a tool that detects malware or something, or phishing. Attack simulation, the purpose of it is to train users on how to identify phishing, be aware of spam and phishing kind of emails, or malware type of email. Like yesterday when we discussed, I also mentioned that training end users is something that is very critical in achieving uh, you know, a, a very good security posture as an organization. You cannot spend thousands of dollars or naira or pounds or whatever on buying advanced security solution and neglect training your users. So training users is very, very important in achieving a good security posture. So that is what attack simulation does. Secure score also gives us, it gives us a kind of visibility, or a kind of how would I put it now? It gives us some visibility as to how we are doing in terms of security as an organization. So it tells us things that we should do. It gives us recommendations as to things that we should do to have a better security posture and to achieve a better security. Now, anti-phishing, anti-spam, safe attachment, safe links, all of those are the policies that we set to prevent attacks or to prevent this phishing and these attacks from coming into our environment. Okay. All right. So exchange online protection. Now, EOP, as it is a default email protection service or email filtering service by Microsoft that secures organization against spam, malware, and phishing attacks. It is included by default in all M365 subscription that has Exchange Online Mailbox, providing a baseline protection, both cloud and on-premise email environment. So EOP is like the first baseline of email security. And a lot of people get it mixed up. When you subscribe to Microsoft 365 as a company, the least license would have EOP. However, there are some advanced protection or there are some advanced security tools again within Microsoft 365 Defender for Office 365 that you need advanced licensing for. Say for instance, if you just have the EOP, you won't be able to train your users with attack simulation. You won't be able to teach them to be aware. You won't be able to do some advanced hunting of emails to investigate deep down. So that's why we have Defender for Office 365 Plan 1. We still have Defender for Office 365 Plan 2. So there are levels of security, but the basic one will still give you the anti-spam filtering, the basic anti-malware filtering, mail flow protection, and quarantine management. You can still be able to quarantine emails, but there are much more advanced ones that you need to get additional license for. Okay, so how email attack happens: phishing emails, fake login requests, and urgent messages. That's how it comes. Malicious attachments. There are several types of attachments, that has different funny type of extensions, not like the ones that we know. Like you can see some extensions like .jbl, whatever, different things, So anti email malicious attachments comes via email. Credential harvesting, like I explained the other time, fake Microsoft login pages, and then you are submitting your password voluntarily. Email spoofing, attackers pretend to be a trusted user. QR code phishing, scan a code, then your phone, all of your sensitive data is gone. All right. Okay. Email security best practice. Now, email security best practice. Number 1, enable safe links. Enable safe attachments. Train users regularly. It's very, very important. Ensure there is MFA. We discussed that yesterday. Review quarantined email. Review quarantined emails. Configure anti-phishing policy. Monitor suspicious email activity. Block legacy authentication. Review secure score regularly and simulate phishing attacks for training. Yeah. So these are like checklist of things that you can put in place for you to have a secure email environment. All right, so now we're going to be switching to Office to the uh, tenant, so that I can show us some of these policies. So before we switch to that, do we have any questions on what we have discussed so far? Do we have any questions? Something I want to point out, or yeah? All right. Okay. Yadi again. All right. Can we unmute Yadi? Let us answer the question before we switch to the lab. Hello, Asha. Okay, I think you are unmuted already.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Yes.
I just want to ask one simple question. Although it's not simple, I just want to be clear about this. In this exchange online protection, okay. For example, now you find yourself in an organization, okay, where you are an IT or an architect, for example. Okay, is it okay to use Exchange Online to manage the company email?
Do you mean Exchange Online protection for security,
Yeah,
or
Exchange Online protection. Is it okay that to use Exchange Online protection to manage the company email?
yeah?
That's my question.
So, what I would say to that is that it depends on your size of organization and um, how critical or how secure you must be. If, for instance, your organization is not like maybe it's just a simple business, yeah, why not? You can use Exchange Online protection. But if it's a proper enterprise organization where you have 1,000 staff, 2,000 staff, of course, Exchange Online protection is not what you're going to use alone. As a matter of fact, there are also companies that use third-party email security systems in addition to EOP and even the Defender for Plan 1 and Plan 2. They still go as far as using Barracuda and the likes of Mimecast and the like. So that is to tell you how critical security is. Exchange Online has done a lot. There are a lot of things in Exchange Online protection. I mean, in Defender for Office 365, especially when you're using the Plan 2, that you can use within the 365 to better protect your email. But we are in a world whereby as we are creating solutions for something, there are also some people that are still trying to break the solution. So every day, that's why every day there's always constant, checks and updates as to how to better secure the environment. you know. So if you are a big company, you can't just use EOP. It's not advisable for you. You need to use advanced feature of it. Even if you don't want to use the third party, it's not necessary. But I mean, you need to use the advanced security measures. I think, does that answer your question?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so now let me go to my other screen. Okay. Can you see my screen now? I think it should be visible. My admin center screen. Okay, so of course, how to get to. So yesterday we went into this identity part to do most of the things we did. So today we're going to security, and this is the security part for Defender for Office 365. So when we click on here, it takes us to the security portal. Now there's something I did not mention, which I would like to show us during the course of the demo. I mentioned yesterday also that as a security architect or security engineer, yeah, whatever title or that has to be security that you hold, you would the your one of your roles would be to investigate, especially when there has been a compromise, you know, and just like we were trying to check audit logs for identity yesterday, also within the Defender for Fish Portal, there is a feature called Audit. Yeah, that can help us to investigate, uh, you know, who carried out a particular action on a user within a particular time. So this is the audit log section, and then you can customize it. You can do like a search for a particular user, and then to show you lots of information that is here. So I'm just going to do a search, a random search. I will just do from yesterday to today. Okay. Or let me just say from, I don't want to pull much more data. So I'll just do like a search here. This will take some time, so we can come back to it later. So I've already started the search. Yeah, so what this will do is, because I did not specify any parameter, I'm going to search the entire tenant, and it will show activities of emails, SharePoint, OneDrive. It will show us different activities here. So okay, yeah, these are some of the activities listed there. Copied email, move files. There are lots of it, right? So let's just leave this running. Come back to it later. Okay, it's in progress. Okay, so that is ongoing. Now, the major part here for in the Microsoft Defender that focus on Microsoft Drive is email and collaboration here. So email, of course, email, then collaboration has to do with the Teams and SharePoint. Yeah, those are the things that help us collaborate. Now, okay, so when we come to policies and rules here, we are able to see threat policies, and there are three categories here: templates, templated policy, and then policies and rules. Now, these templated policies are more of like a default or preset security policies that EOP has configured. You know, when I come here, what you're going to see is baseline protection profile that protects against spam, that protects against spam, phishing, and all. These are like the baseline, and this strict protection is a more aggressive protection of your environment. So if you turn these two off, what you're doing is you're just literally leaving your um, Exchange Online open. There is no filtering or anything going to be done. So these are like the default ones. And here we have configuration analyzer, helps us to see if there is a policy that is having issues, to analyze, to find out if there's a configuration that needs to be checked. That's what we use configuration analyzers to do. It tells us what our policies are doing, you know. Okay, let me go back to this one. So the primary ones here are the anti-phishing policies, anti-spam, and anti-malware. Anti-spam, anti-phishing, anti-spam, and anti-malware. Yeah, so we have the default anti-phishing policy. Yeah, these other ones are created by, my other colleagues at Honzi. So, but the default one, usually is just specify actions that is to be carried out if a phishing email is detected. If the message is detected as spoof and the map policy is set to P equals to quarantine, then quarantine the message, use the default full access policy. If the message is set as spoof and the map policy is set to P equals to reject, then reject the message. Yeah, these are the policies. These are the default policies. We can also create our own policy. Yeah. We also have the anti-spam policy. Again, here we have the anti-spam outbound and inbound, and the inbound is the one for emails that we receive from outside the organization. Block email threshold for and spam properties, block email threshold 7. If 7 emails has been sent, it should block. Object tagging. Yeah, these are just actions. Okay, yeah, actions, spam message action, move messages to junk email folder, high confidence spam message action, phishing message action, move the message to junk email. So these are the actions that we have set for, or I mean, that is in the default and inbound anti-spam policy. Also, now there is outbound anti-spam, and it is to checkmate, because you can also be spamming people. You can be sending out emails. I think I should also mention that the difference between spam and phishing is that spam, they are majorly like unwanted emails. So if you keep sending email to someone that they do not need, or that is not, it doesn't concern them, just some random emails, that can be a spam. So when you send, Office 5 has this outbound protection, so that if you send multiple emails in a day, if you send too many emails in a day to a particular person, it will restrict you from sending email for that day again, or it can remain like that until the administrator goes back to allow you to send email. Then we need to see that why are you sending email? Why are you sending 1,000 email a day, one person, or 100 emails within an hour to one person? So that is what outbound helps us to do. Restrict sending to external recipient per hour. You see, restrict sending to internal recipient per hour. Maximum recipient limit per hour. Then over limit action, usually that from sending emails until the following day. So these are the things that we set here, and we also have automatic forwarding here. Automatic forwarding is you can see this one is system control. Now, one of the things that Microsoft did like over the past few years is that they also prevent forwarding. You can't just forward email to outside. So if you in a new 365 environment, if you just try to forward email outside, it's not going to work, because obviously it's like a security measure. But you have to like come and set it to forwarding is enabled before anybody will be able to forward emails outside the organization. If it's on system control, it's still going to be disabled, so you won't be able to forward email. But until you set it to forwarding is enabled, before you can be able to send email, before you can be able to forward emails rather. And then we have connection filter policy. Connection filter policy. Yeah, so connection filter is usually used when you want to allow message from the following IP address. So if you have like a server that send email to your organization, some organizations we have Exchange Online, they still have on-premise Exchange server, or they have they have an SMTP server somewhere. So in order for those emails not to be flagged as spam or spoof, because they might also carry your same email, so we use the IP address of that machine or that server here to either to allow it or to block it. And then we can also, the block one we use this majorly if we detect that there is a particular email coming from a particular server. So these are the things that you can investigate with with your message header. If you detect that certain email is coming from a particular, a lot of people are receiving some random emails that is spam or that is tagged as phishing email. When you deep dive investigate, we discover we can use the message header information and then get the connecting server that it will show us where the email is coming from. It will show us the original. So from there we can get the IP address, and then we put it here to help us to block it. Okay, what else? Anti-malware. Again, the anti-malware. Okay, see, these are like the extensions I was explaining the other time. So enable common attachment filter .ac.apk.app, So if there are some type of attachments that we have discovered that maybe it's coming to our organization, we can actually create our own anti-malware policy and then put that attachment type or file type, and then would set the action to block or quarantine or whatever we want to set it to. Then okay, let me also talk about quarantine policies. Now, here in quarantine policies, again, these are policies that we put in place to determine what happens, what are the actions that should happen. Should an email be sent to quarantine, or should it just go to the person's junk folder? Or can the end user release the email, or it is only the administrator that can receive the email? So those are the things that we do. Yeah, let me just run a test. Okay, so here you can see recipient can view quarantine message, but they cannot release message from quarantine state. So it will show recipients that they have received an email which has been moved to quarantine, they will go there, they will be able to see it, they can see some details about it, but the email will not come to their inbox, right? So that is what happens. Yeah. Then enable quarantine notification. Don't include quarantine message. Include quarantine message from block sender to address, and then we create this. Yeah, I don't want to create this for now. So that is that. And also, I wanted to mention, I think some of these things were treated last week, so I don't want to just go over them again. Okay. Let me check if our audit is done. Oh, okay. Awesome. Completed. Okay, so as we can see here, it shows us different activities that has happened, I think from 7th of May to 10th of May on this tenant. And then it will show us, you can see it, record type, SharePoint file in Azure, Microsoft Teams, different things here. So to see the full details of what has happened in the environment, in your environment here, we can initiate an export. So this will export it to a CSV file. Let me see. It will export to a CSV file. And then when the result is out, it will show a lot of details. It will show a lot of information, right? And from experience, if we are investigating a spam, or you're trying to investigate where an email is coming from or something, you can use data from here. It will always point you to some direction that can help to detect the compromise issue or whatever issue that you are facing that has to do with email compromise. So we can check from here. This will take, like, let me see, it should be ready in a short while. Okay, yeah, completed. So let me just show us. I'm not sure you can be able to see my screen. I shared just the windows. Okay, let me just share this one. Okay, so this on my screen here is the data that I exported, my audit log data, and as you can see from here, you will see different operations, user logged in, this particular user, you see the audit data, and this audit data here, it looks scary, but trust me, it's not. If you look deeply, you'll be able to identify or know the file that is being worked on, or the file that is affected. If you also check, you can see file access, different operation, in fact many operations, and here I have over 5,000 data here that you can use to do proper investigation. If you're having concern about this or this data, which is like the most important thing, like we did yesterday, you can copy one of the field and you can copy it. If you're not able to read it well, you can copy it, and then you use AI to help to interpret it very well. Let me go back to my Windows, my Chrome. Oh, okay. So I can just simply paste that here and then you put it in. This is Copilot. It will help me to interpret it very well. You can see OneDrive audit log. What happened on this specific time? Microsoft application accessed MP3 store file on the user's personal file. It shows me the user involved, break it down. The file that was accessed is MP3. Yeah, who accessed it? Application, not a person. What this means, the file was accessed by registered Entra ID application. So Copilot will help us break it. You can also use ChatGPT or any other AI to help us break it down. So last thing I wanted to show us, last thing I want to show us here is message trace. Again, when you're investigating, you would need as many logs as possible. Exchange message trace is also one of the things we use to carry out our investigation. Message trace helps us to view the flow of emails from a point A to point B, or to the recipient folder, or from a sender's folder to a point B. So it just helps us to show the flow, and then we can see if there are any things that are stopped it on the way, or if there's anything that is that has affected the email one way or the other. So this is a random search. Let me just put from 7th again to 10th. Okay. So this is majorly a lot of public folder. This tenant right here is actually not my personal one. It's I think the one for the community. That's the one I used. There is on my personal one. I should have used that one, but I mean it's scattered and there are a lot of I've actually messed it up, so I don't want to use that. So these are a lot of public folders. Well, message trace would always give us. It would give us all the emails that we received. And for instance, let me see if I open this one. Yeah, it will show us when the email was received. It can also show us if there is any rule that acted on it. It can show us if there's any rule that acted on it, and it can show us like where the email is coming from. This looks like a IP version 6. Yeah, IPv6. So I think that will be it from the remaining part I wanted us to discuss tonight. So I think we'll just leave the remaining for Q&A. If you have any question, then we can address it right now.
Thank you very much, Deji. This has really been insightful and impactful. Thank you for this session. And I am sensing that some of us have some questions on our minds. If you do, you can raise your hands and I'll have your mic enabled so that you can ask your questions, please. Yeah, please let us appreciate Deji. Let us give him our favorite emojis. Let us appreciate him. really been like patiently explaining all these concepts so that we can easily understand them. Thank you very much, Deji. And Israel Olaoye has his hands raised, and I've enabled mic for you. And I no longer see you. I no longer see your hands raised. So,
Good evening. Good evening.
all right, great. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Day Tutor. Sorry, please don't mind the background noise. Please, I want to quickly ask. It seems to be that majorly this is for tracking of email inventories. I mean, email, the way they enter, and then the way users make use of those emails. I want to also ask, does this also have the ability to trace how users uh, visit various sites, as an IT personnel to be able to manage your users well. Okay, these are the sites they visit and the likes. Does it also shows you how you are able to trace everything they do on that? I mean, maybe the site they visit apart from the emails that they received and the emails that they click on. Does it also track that? Sorry, it might not be related to the class, but I might just need clarification on that. Thank you so much.
Okay. So there's a security concept under, I think it falls under Defender for Endpoints, right? Endpoint is the one that secures our devices. Yeah, but there's also another, not under Defender for Office 365, but yeah, within Microsoft, there is a way you can actually track and see websites that people are visiting. There are also ways that you can actually restrict even within. Now this is on the Entra site, that you can restrict access to certain websites from Defender for Endpoints. So that is possible, but not within the 365 of Defender.
Okay, okay. All right, sir.
Yeah. All
Thank
right.
Okay, thank you very much, Deji. I will be enabling mic for good luck. It's a normal. So you can go ahead and ask your question. Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I just need a clarification concerning archiving and what's the other word now? Quarantining. So at what point do you quarantine email? Is it different from archiving? Then also lastly, I also want to plead that the resources he said he would drop yesterday. I don't know if he did drop it, because when I wanted to go, that's when I want to go to check the chat box, when we finished the meeting, the app just closed. So I was unable to
Oh,
gain access
okay.
to it. So I would
I
appreciate it.
I'll drop them again. I think I dropped only one, but I will drop them today. I was supposed to drop more, so I will drop them today. So back to your question, the first question, difference between archiving and quarantine. So archiving is what you're doing with archiving is you are actually saving your emails, some set of emails in your archive. Archive, just like the English name, is like an extra storage. If I would call it, yeah, like an extra storage. So when you have used something over a period of time and you know that this thing I'm not really going to be needing it now, you can put it in your archive. So you're saving it somewhere. That is archiving. But when it comes to quarantine is saying that as this thing is coming, I want to actually see if it is good for me to receive it. If it is good for me to receive it, why not? I'll receive it. But if EOP suspects anything fishy, then instead of it sending it to me directly, to keep it somewhere. Where it is keeping it is that is what we mean by quarantine. So you will put it, during COVID-19, then when someone gets in contact with person, they said they quarantine the person. So you just isolate, you put it there so that it doesn't mix with other people. So when the administrator now go and check and see that this email or this particular content is okay, it has no spam or phishing attempt in it, then the administrator will release it, and then it will now come to my inbox. I don't know if does that answer your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much, Deji. Thank you. Good luck. And next, we have Ritala and Yadi. So Ritala can go first, then we can have Yadi. So your mics are both enabled.
Okay, good evening, Ash. Thank you so much, Structure. You people have done so well. This is the most structured learning I've attended of recent. Please, I just want to find out some clarification about this Windows defender on Microsoft. I saw Microsoft setting in there, so I want to find out if it's the normal setting for SIM, like those of Splunk. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
question? Microsoft Sentinel?
Yeah, Microsoft Sentinel. Yeah, I was trying to, because I have the knowledge about that through this cybersecurity stuff, but I was trying to click on it just to see the dashboard, but it was just searching, could not come up with anything. I was like, I'm asking if it has a API or you have to integrate something else with it for it to work.
No, so it will not. The reason why it's not working is because I'm very sure probably you do not have the required licensing for that. So Microsoft Sentinel is majorly for in Azure environment, in Azure cloud applications. That's where we use it more. It's not directly applied to Office 365 also. So security, when it comes to Azure, that's where we use Sentinel. It is, of course, it's all those SIEM and SOA protocols that they use, but it's majorly for Azure. And I think it also requires some licensing. Like even the one on my portal here, I'm pretty sure it's not going to. Let me check it again. It's majorly used in Azure. Yeah. Did you get the same thing like this from your hand?
Yeah, that's exactly what I got from my end.
Yeah. So it's majorly from Azure. It has some license. I'm not exactly sure of them, but yeah, I know it's in Azure that you use it more.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm grateful.
You're welcome. Okay, who is next?
Yadi is next. Yadi, you can go on, and then we can have Luashion. I think that's just about who those the hands we have raised right now. Yadi, are you there?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
All right, go on, please.
Okay. Actually, I don't have a question, but there's some. I just want to raise some concern where I'm finding it difficult. There's something you posted on WhatsApp about a. This is directly to you, Mrs. Aisha. Okay, so there's something you posted on WhatsApp about a training that has to do with like the training is gonna end this month, 31st of May. So
Okay.
I try to register, to sign in, but I'm finding it very difficult to sign in. So they keep denying my email address. I don't know if there is any alternative that you can kindly advise or guide me through so I can be able to register and
Okay.
participate in the program.
Oh, well, that makes sense. First, let me mention why you were unable to register with your email. In the event that you are using a personal email, it will not be allowed. You wouldn't be able to register. You would need a work email, a work or school account. A work or school account is the one type that you're using for your life environment or any account that was assigned to you from your organization in the event that such was given to you. So the one we are using in the lab environment, all are attached to the default domain, the one that contains the on Microsoft.com domain. So that is why it's being flagged and refused, because Microsoft will believe that if you're using that domain for a business or even a school, you would probably have connected them or connected the accounts there to a custom domain. Okay, so that's a default domain. That's why it's been probably refused. But if you have an email with a custom domain, it means you have actually bought a domain, you have added it into your Microsoft 365 environment, and you have used it to create accounts, then it will work. That's the first thing I want to mention to every one of us. And we have lots of accounts in there. It's actually really hard to go and be converting all of those accounts to a custom domain, to go and start attaching them to a custom domain. That's a lot. We really can't identify which is which, because it's not every account that exists there are actually active or consistent in the groups or in the class. That is one. Then the second part is that somebody actually mentioned that they had tried to register and they had tried one of the courses, and what they got a feedback that the vouchers are available for the MAICPP. I think that's what it's called, Microsoft AI partner training something. Yes, that they have exhausted the vouchers that they set aside for that particular program. So even if we had a custom domain right now, these things, people rush them a lot. People rush into it a lot, and these are free opportunities. So whenever people see this kind of opportunity, everybody rushes into it. And before you know what's happening, all of these vouchers get exhausted. So I'm sorry about that. We'll be sharing any other information concerning any free voucher opportunity. But one opportunity you can leverage on, or you can take advantage of, is thanks to our founder, Madam Lajumoke Toriola. She has been able to secure 50% voucher for us, right? She has been able to secure 50% voucher for everyone. Not everyone would actually have to determine how to make this go around people who have been consistent and active, right? So I also shared a previous link about how to secure 50% voucher by going through a particular learning path or course or Microsoft Learn. So in the event that you are wondering where to get the other 50%, you can use that link. I can share it again. You can use that link to obtain 50%, and then you can, just combine it with the one that you would be getting from the community. So I don't know if that works, but for that Microsoft AI CPP program, I don't think vouchers are available for that program any longer. So even if you're having an issue or you're able to resolve it, I'm not sure if you'll be getting any at the moment. So thank you very much. Any other question? Are we good?
Okay.
Hello? Okay, I have some people's hands raised up, right?
Okay.
I have
Okay. Thank you.
Israel
Thank you so
Olawi.
much. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you.
No problem. Please, as soon as I
Thank you.
share the link, just key into it. But then we'll have a way of selecting those who actually deserve those vouchers. I will share the previous link where you can just go through that Microsoft, I think it's called sweepstakes. Right? Yeah, that's the sweepstakes. I shared that, I think, a week or two before now. And I also shared where you could get 50% by using the Microsoft virtual training days. But but then virtual training days only offer 50% on fundamental vouchers, which of course is okay at beginner levels. But then we cannot do Microsoft 365, right? And I don't think those fundamental 50% vouchers apply to AB 900, but we can't do MS 900 because it has been retired. But once I get more information concerning that, but you can use the sweepstakes to get 50% voucher. That one will be sent. It's not like it's going to be applied to your Microsoft Learn account. It's going to be sent as a voucher to you, which will be 50%. Then they will combine with the one that we will be sharing in the community. You have 100% free voucher that you can use to write any Microsoft exam, not just fundamentals and not just Microsoft 365, but any Microsoft certification exam that you might want to write. All right. Thank you very much. We have Oluwaseun. Your mics, for the rest of people that have their hands raised, I have your mics enabled. So you can just unmute your mic and speak.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Madam Aisha. Good evening, Mr. Deji. Thank you very much for the session. I want to ask, there's this challenges we have in our office, and the issue is one of our staff resigned, and the document the staff is using, the documents is she's the project manager, and the document she's using, it's attached to his it's attached to his to our profile, and the new project manager does not have access to it. I don't know if there's any way we can transfer the rights from that the resigned staff to the new account. I don't know if you understand my question.
Yeah, I get your question. So where are these documents saved? Are they on emails or OneDrive?
Yeah, it's on OneDrive.
It's on OneDrive. Okay, so do you have a retention policy for the in the organization for users?
Yes, there's retention policy, though I don't know if I understand what you mean by retention policy, but I
So
think there
usually,
is.
if
Yeah.
there is no retention policy, if someone resign and you deactivate the account in 30 days, those the data of the person will be gone. So, but if there is a retention policy, you will still have those data in the back end. So if it's not up to 30 days, it's easier for you can still like quickly go to now before you deactivate the user's account, you're supposed to have like generate the from the admin center. There's a way you can generate the OneDrive folder for that user, and then you'll be able to share the folder with any other person that you want to share with. But if you have already deactivated the account before and you do not activate the OneDrive share link, the only thing you can do again is to if it's not up to 30 days now, is we need to enable the account and then copy and then copy the OneDrive link of that folder of the user and then share it to whoever you need to share it with. That is what you can do. Let me see if I can show you an example what I'm saying. Do you get my explanation?
Yes, I get it. I get it right. So when you said we will share it, that means once we share it, the new person can just go directly to the link through the link and access
The
the file.
OneDrive.
The OneDrive. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you are still looking for the file that I want to share.
Let me share my screen. See what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
If you come to this part here, hmm. I'm not sure what is happening to this account tonight. So usually from this user management here, if you come to this OneDrive, you'll be able to, I can be able to generate as an administrator, to get the link to the OneDrive of this person. Yeah.
Okay.
Then once I get the link, then you'll be able to share the link. You'll be able to share the link with whoever you, as an admin. When you copy the link, it will open it like a SharePoint thing, and then you will now from SharePoint share the link to whoever you need to share it with, so that the person will have access to it. But I'm really not sure why this is coming up with error tonight. So that's what I was trying to say. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank
you. You're welcome. I think someone asked question. Praise.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to check the chat area for that. I
Okay.
saw questions in the chat, and somebody was asking a question, meaning as that's Kolawole. Okay, as an IT personnel, how can I create an attack simulation for my company to raise more awareness on phishing attacks? If there are websites you can recommend.
Okay, so attack simulation. Well, like I mentioned during the course of the class, that it's not what you get in the basic EOP or exchange line protection. It requires Defender or Office 5 Plan 2. Yeah, so if I had the license, you would have seen again, if I had the license, you will have seen it just under this email and collaboration. It should show up somewhere here. Attack simulation, it should show up somewhere here. So let me see. Okay, so it should show up somewhere here, but this is the direct link to bring us to where attack simulation is. But then because we don't have the license, we cannot actually see what is there. So what I would do is, the person that asked that question, you can read Microsoft Docs, honestly, on attack simulation. It's not a complicated process to set up like that. It's just going to ask that, are you trying to simulate? What are you trying to simulate your user? Are you trying to teach them phishing or spam email, and how you want them to receive it? And it will also, one good thing about this attack simulation is anyone that clicks on the link, it will automatically recommend them for a training, and the training has already been set up in attack simulation in the portal. They just attend the training. It will teach them about phishing, and then they will be more aware of it. So I can help you get I'll do a search now for docs on attack simulation that you can use. You can read more on it, and then if you want to implement it for your users. I hope that's fine by you.
All right. Was that good luck? Good luck. You still have your hand raised. I don't know if you have a question to ask, but let me proceed into reading some of the chats. Someone says, "This is my first class as I was just added to the group. Can I have recordings of past class so I can catch up?" All right. Yes. That's Praise Mobolaji, right? Yes, we can. Okay, that's still the same person that was just attended to. Yes, we did share the class recordings, and I agree that some over the past 1 or 2 weeks we have not been sharing, but I want to believe that everyone has the link or knows our YouTube channel already. You can always see them, and if you subscribe to our channels, you get notifications whenever any new video has been uploaded. But nonetheless, once tonight's recording has been uploaded, I'm going to share all of the links starting from class one, like the first session, up to the current the last session today. So for those who have just joined, you know where to start from and where we are, so that you just get onto the channel and you're seeing lots of videos. Like, that channel is packed with a lot of stuff, but you need to know where to start from as a beginner. So I will be sharing all of those links, contain all of the list of those links containing all the classes we have had in this year's mentorship program so far. So please, you'll be able to know which one to do, to view first, and you will know which is the last of the videos. So I'm going to attend to someone who's talking about Discord. Yes, like that link that I just spoke about now, I usually have all of the links in one post, and Discord has limitations when it comes to content. When you are limited by the length of the post that you can share. That's one challenge I've been having, posting that link on Discord. But the only workaround I can use to solve that issue is that I'm going to just be sharing the most recent links, maybe like 4 or 5 most recent links. I'll be sharing those per time whenever I share links on Discord. And I think that's one of the ways we can actually sort that issue for someone who's complaining of missing opportunity. No, you are not missing out on any opportunities on Discord, because whatever is shared on WhatsApp, I make sure I take to the Discord channel as well. So don't think you're missing anything. You're not. You're just getting the amount of information that's been shared on WhatsApp. Thank you very much. All right. So someone is still asking a question here. I can share a practical guide YouTube video on it if you wish. That's what I use to learn mine also. I think this person was referring to the person that asked a question on attack simulation. And Muideen, okay, I don't want to assume if that's not what you're saying, right? You can just please clarify. That's Simon, right? Then Muideen said, "Good evening. Thank you for your session. Kindly tell us about encryption, most especially email encryption. Thank you." So that's a question for you, Deji. You can attend to that.
Okay, email encryption. Yeah, that's a very good topic on Microsoft 365 also. So what email encryption does is helps us to encrypt email, just like the name implies. It's actually encrypt email, and the major reason for us encrypting email is to ensure that the right recipients are the persons that receive the email. So when we encrypt email, usually it will require the person that is viewing the email, because the traditional way of sending email is, okay, you send email and then the recipient receives it and they view it. Now, when you encrypt email before sending them, for the recipient to open it, then the recipient have to decrypt it, usually maybe by way of authenticating again. Once you see the email, you need to authenticate before you open it or before you can be able to see it. And it's mostly used when you're sending uh, highly sensitive information or highly sensitive company data. So the person that is opening it will have to decrypt it, usually by having to sign in. to re-authenticate. You know, there might be situation whereby if you send email and then there's already a existing session, like a existing signed on session on a person's computer, anyone can just open the email and just view it that this one is already signed in. But when it's encrypted, even if the person that owns the laptop is not there, or the person that signed into the account is not there, usually it will require that you still like sign in. That's like the basic part of encryption. But encryption, I think encryption will be discussed uh, during the compliance part. From what I was told now, I think there's going to be a session for compliance separately. You know, so it's majorly security that we're doing. So that's what I can tell you about the encryption for now. But there are still, you know, more to encryption.
Okay, thank you very much, Deji. All right, these sessions for the security and compliance track been going on from last week, this week, and last week. That means we're supposed to have 4 sessions for this track covering
Oh,
security and compliance. Though, for now, I don't think there's an arrangement for compliance. Although we could
uh,
actually check to
yeah,
find
I think
something good about it.
what Rofia told me was there's like gonna be one session with G-Day or so, you know. But yeah,
Yes.
you can
Yes.
confirm
Yes, I'll
again.
confirm. I think GD's sessions are still coming up. So probably he will be the one to take care of the compliance part. All right. So,
Mhm.
and I want to attend to this question here. Okay. Okay. After the encryption, Simon just said, okay, Jonathan Edwards on YouTube. All right. I think that's a response to what a question someone asked. And Israel is saying, good evening, Ma. Please, pertaining to what Yadi spoke about using personal email to register to access courses so as to secure vouchers, I made use of work email, but still not accessible. He rather recommended me registering on Skill Up. Yes, that is one prerequisite. You have to register on Skill Up because that is where the training is. You have to first register on Skill Up with an account, and then that's where you're going to take the course and then do the assessment. And after the assessment, you're supposed to score at least 80% to be qualified for the voucher. So, okay. For next time, just make sure for you to register for such things, you have to first before register on Skill Up, because that is where you take the course or the training from, and that's where you also do the assessments. So that's just it about on that particular topic. And okay, register today. We have sent the link. Yeah, I just mentioned the voucher opportunities. I shared the voucher opportunities on Discord. I'm very sure of that. I even confirmed it earlier on. If I did, I saw that I actually the voucher opportunity there. You probably missed it or something. Then somebody said, I'm just joining for the first time. How can I catch up? Yes, you can catch up from wherever you joined, whether WhatsApp or Discord. I will be sharing the list containing all the links to the previous class recordings, and you will be able to catch up from there. You just make sure you start from the first from session 1, okay, so that you don't get confused or overwhelmed with all the information on the YouTube channel. Yes, also connect with our community leaders and mentors. I have the link shared in the chat area from Madam Jumoke up to everyone that has made this happen, and also you'll find Deji's LinkedIn link, profile link there as well. So you can connect with everyone. That is the purpose why we're sharing this. You can connect with them all, and you can even take your questions to them, chat them up on LinkedIn in the event that you have a particular question you would want them to help you clarify. Thank you very much. I'm seeing that it's looking like I don't have any more hands raised, or I don't have anyone, there's no one who wants to ask any questions anymore at this point in time. So I can actually officially call this class a close. All right. Thank you very much, Deji Omitola. Please, everyone, help us, help me, help all of us appreciate Deji Omitola with your favorite clapping emoji. Please, let's appreciate him for coming. He's done a wonderful job coming in here since yesterday, 2 days. It's been really wonderful. And we appreciate you. Thank you for always showing up, for always making yourself available, sharing your time, your knowledge, experience, your skills with us in the Nigeria M365 community. It's a pleasure to have you here. And like I said, I'm going to share a form link to claim your 50% voucher. I'm going to share that within the week so we can claim the voucher. But I just don't want that link to be overwhelmed. I want those who deserve the vouchers to actually get them. So I'll find a way that we can manage that area. So thank you very much. Thank you, Deji. It's been wonderful having you here. Thank you, everyone who has joined tonight. And at this time, I want to say to you all, have a very wonderful night rest and a productive week ahead. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Good night. Thank you for the session.